PNC was there, capturing the voices, the calls for accountability.
Hindi ako yuyuko sa katiwalian. Hindi ako mananahimik habang pinupunit ng korupsyon ang dangal ng sambayanang Pilipino.
From the frontline updates to expert breakdowns to the stories behind the slogans.
May mananamot daw, may ikukulong.
Ayoko nang mamuhay sa bulok na sistema na puro korap.
Understand the message.
We are starting to forget why we are angry. Sobrang tahimik. Nakakabingi. Bakit tayong bumabaya?
Witness the impact.
Ayaw po namin ng gobyernong pumapatay. Ayaw namin ng gobyernong walang paggalang sa batas. Abay talagang mahiya naman kayo.
A Bilyonaryo News Channel. Cancel corruption now.
We deliver tech talk that matters. Fast, sharp insights, bold ideas, and the stories shaping our digital world. Whether you're coding at midnight, building the next big thing, or just love staying ahead, this is your spark of innovation. Plug in, level up, Tech Bites, breaking down technology one bite at a time. Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Only on Bilyonaryo News Channel. Always on top.
This is Attorney Karen Jimeno.
No judgment.
Have you experienced personal attacks?
The privilege that gives me is I don't really have to care that much about what.
No debate.
Karoon ba ng inquiry ang Senate about
Well,
this?
sana nga, sinuloy na ni Presidente kanina lahat, pinangalanan na lahat no?
Just open conversations.
Should they influence you in your career choice?
You know, your talent in public service is better off there.
Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront.
Time for your midday fix of facts and spicy
From
sides.
breaking headlines to backroom whispers.
All served hot and fresh. Hello there, I'm Monique Tuzon.
I'm Ferdi Salvador. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday.
I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is The Daily Dish.
And I'm Chal Lontoc. Join us in the next hour and a half where the news meets the stories that matter to all of us.
So is everyone awake and alert today?
We just had our our second annual Billionaire News Channel
Yay.
Christmas party
That was
last
so fun.
night.
Thank you so much, BNC.
And you know what? We have, last year we were much smaller of a group, but this year we had to do it in the ballroom because BNC number one, we are growing exponentially.
Oh, we forgot to take a photo from the stage
the
to
whole
see like
team.
everybody, because everybody
but
was
wow,
there. It
so
was amazing.
congratulations to all our family members here at the Billionaire News Channel, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, but
of
thank you
course.
so much, GM, Spy, Miss Timmy, for the raffle.
And Chair, of
Chair.
So
Thank you
many
so
big
much.
prizes.
So
Chair
big-
with the best cheese and crackers.
And not only
Love
that,
that
the
too.
people that won really deserved
I
it.
think everybody
won
won
something,
Yeah.
Like
which is
door
so nice.
prize pa lang meron na.
Yes, well, TVs, thank you so much.
And the speech of Spy.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
inspiring.
yeah. And I'm
but
so
thank
happy.
you so much for all our friends who donated beautiful prizes. Our team members are so grateful, and so are we.
Now we're ready for the next year. We're gonna work harder.
Yes.
So I can't wait.
Bigger and
Everybody.
better.
You guys have to do the number one because that's our
Oh,
picture
that's
last
the
night.
one. That's our
Number
picture last
one.
It was
Speaking-
really so good to see everyone.
Yeah. Speaking about donations, someone else donated big time.
Big time.
Yeah, we have BTS Jin donates 4 million pesos to charity for his 33rd
I love
birthday. What did you
BTS
do for
Jin.
your
He is so
33rd
sweet.
birthday?
I'm not 33 yet.
I mean, when you
I'm
turn
still
33.
21. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Jay!
Happy birthday, Jin.
Good
I
Good
wanna
for you.
donate for the raffle next year.
When did I do it? 33. It was a blur. I was probably suffering from a hangover. But check this out. Battle for Warner Brothers. Paramount versus Netflix. So Netflix posted that they already got Warner Brothers. But on a different side of it, Paramount is contesting this, and they apparently made another bid or made a bid for over $1 billion.
Apparently, this bidding war isn't over yet.
Yes.
I was so confused. I thought Netflix already won.
I thought they won too.
Yes,
I don't know
that
what
was
happened.
their press release, right?
Okay.
A
Yeah.
couple of days back. But I guess this is a brewing.
So how
thing.
high has it gone up now?
I have no idea, but apparently it's about over $100 billion.
Wow.
So it just goes to show you how much content matters these days.
Yeah,
And how
especially
much they
streaming
cost.
platforms.
And how much they cost, yeah.
But guys, actually, since it's Christmas, one of my faves, Olivia Rodrigo, I love her so much, and Jacob Collier, they did a cover for "I'll Be Home for Christmas."
Yes.
Do we have the video?
I think we have
Let's
the
hear
clip
it.
of that. There we go.
Oh, there.
So this is all a cappella, right?
I know. It's a little-
It sounds like it. That is Pinoy Pride
so
right
good.
there.
I love it.
Just
It's a
sounds
new
like
take.
me.
It's a new take on this classic.
Christmas party.
I wish. How's your energy, ladies? I'm feeling we're like pushing it. Was it the festivities? But anyway, live on the Daily Dish today, we've got a full show for you.
Yes,
Chow.
we have artist Ivan Mandy. He's also, of course, going to be talking to us about Art Deco in the Philippines, something we have to preserve. Also, full Philippine founder Emilio Baja. Very much needed also these days because he has a foundation that helps actually OFW.
I am so proud of this
And he's
young
only
man.
18.
So
Yes.
inspiring
Wow.
talks
Yeah,
today.
Yes, he
Alright.
started at 13. So,
Wow.
you know what? He is a master class in knowing how to give back and making sure that Filipinos progress and move ahead,
Yeah, I
right?
can't wait to chat with him. But
So
we have a lot of
excited
news
for
today,
that.
too.
But before that, we have the headlines coming up. Today's headlines. President Bongbong Marcos says Sara Diskaya might spend Christmas in jail as an arrest warrant against the so-called flood control scam queen may be released this week. Meantime, a World Bank report cites the flood control anomaly as a factor behind the decline of the country's economy. In Hollywood, here comes a new challenger. Paramount Skydance steps into the fight after streaming giant Netflix in the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery. And later on the Daily Dish, artist Ivan Mandi and youth leader Emilio Baja will join us today. Catch that live in a bit. Our top story, controversial contractor Sara Diskaya may soon face arrest over a ghost flood control project in Davao Occidental. In his latest video message, President Bongbong Marcos said a warrant for Diskaya's arrest could be issued this week after he revealed that the substandard and allegedly non-existent project was linked to Diskaya's firm St. Timothy Construction. The president also said several public works personnel have sent surrender feelers to the National Bureau of Investigation. He earlier promised that those involved in the flood control anomaly would spend Christmas in jail.
Meron ding 8 taga-DPWH sa Davao Occidental na nagpadala na ng sulat na sila ay magsusurrender sa NBI dahil sa hinaharap nilang mga kaso. Inaasahan na rin nating lalabas ang warrant of arrest na ni Sara Diskaya itong linggong ito at hindi na rin magtatagal ang pag-aresto sa kanya. Magpapatuloy ang investigasyon, magpapatuloy ang pagpapanagot at titiyakin ng pamahalaan na ang pera ng bayan ay maibabalik sa taong bayan.
In the same address, President Marcos announced a freeze order on properties and bank accounts linked to Benguet Representative Eric Yap and ACT-CIS Representative Ed Vic Yap. According to the president, over 16 billion pesos in transactions flowed through Silver Wolves Construction Company from 2022 to 2025, mostly involving DPWH flood control projects.
Mga kababayan ko, naglabas na ang Court of Appeals ng freeze order laban sa mga bank account, ari-arian at sasakyang panghimpapawid na may kaugnayan sa mga anomalyang flood control project na iniimbestigahan ngayon ng gobyerno. Kailangan natin ang mga freeze order na ito para hindi maibenta ang mga ari-arian at para maibalik natin sa ating mga kababayan ang bawat pisong pinaghihinalaang ninakaw.
The Philippine government urged to disclose where it spent the 60 billion pesos in PhilHealth funds that were transferred to the National Treasury. The Supreme Court has unanimously ordered the restoration of the funds, declaring the transfer as void. The court struck down a provision of the 2024 General Appropriations Act that allowed the return of excess funds from GOCCs to the National Treasury to fund unprogrammed appropriations.
Where did it go? Can you account for it? First, you're saying now, we don't have the funds anymore, so sagaan na lang kukunin.
Sa 2026 na lang kunin kasi na-allocate na namin.
Nagastos na eh. We want a full accounting from Malacanang and the DBM for this.
Would you have to go to the Supreme Court again to ask for that accounting?
I hope not. Kasi it's dapat freedom of information yan. You spend our money, just account for it, di ba?
For Bayan Muna Chairman Nery Colmenares, the issue also heightens concerns about the bicameral conference committee tasked to reconcile conflicting provisions of proposed budgets. Colmenares was among the petitioners who questioned the fund transfer before the High Court.
That's why we're challenging sana this system wherein the budget is certified urgent. So on second and third reading, in-approve mo ang second reading today, 30 minutes later, i-approve mo ang third reading, ni hindi mo alam kung ano ang aprubahan mo, so many insertions come in. So we're saying next time, next budget, sana pag second reading ng budget, all the amendments are there, bigyan niyo muna kami ng kopya ng third reading, mga 3 days later, bago natin i-approve ang third reading. Kasi if you have insertions there, we will find out, di ba?
The government starts preparations for the country's hosting of ASEAN 2026. Included in the agenda is an improved pedestrian walkway along EDSA. Ian Maghanoy joins us on the line from Taguig. Hi, Ian.
Yes, the government is eyeing to prioritize and improve pedestrian-friendly walkways along EDSA. This comes Tuesday as the Department of Public Works and Highways, Department of Transportation, and Mobility Group Move as One Coalition conducts inspection along the southern part of EDSA walkway from Ayala in Makati City going to Rojas Boulevard in Pasay City. Transport Chief Giovanni Lopez claimed talks with DPWH is underway after identifying parts of EDSA sidewalks which needs immediate rehabilitation. He stressed this will commence alongside the EDSA rehabilitation program scheduled on the first quarter of 2026. Public Works Chief Vince Dizon, for his part, scrapped the idea of construction of EDSA elevated walkways, which he described as tedious based on the immediate needs of EDSA pedestrians. However, both agencies confirmed that the said inspection was part of the government's preparation for hosting the 47th ASEAN Summit here in the country under ASEAN Chairman President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Mai?
Ian, did the DPWH or the DOTR give a timeline for when this pedestrian walkway will be done? At least an estimate?
The improvement of EDSA walkways was not mentioned in the talks and also in the plan because the plan is still underway based on the inspection. However, both DPWH and DOTR expressed commitment to start EDSA walkways improvement onset of 2026. Mai?
Thank you, Ian Maghanoy, reporting to us from Taguig. The Manila Electric Company announces a rollback in power rates this month. Pierre Pastor is on the phone to give us the details. Pierre, how much is the rate cut?
Yes, Mai. Good news for everyone. Meralco power rates are going down this December. The power distributor said electricity were falling by 0.36 kilowatt hour due to the dip in transmission and generation charges. This means, Mai, that if your consumption is 200 kilowatt hour, your decrease will be 71 pesos. If your consumption is 300 kilowatt hour, the decrease is 107 pesos. And if your usage is 400 kilowatt hour, you will have a decrease of 142 pesos. And if you have usage of 500 kilowatt hour, 178 pesos will be decreased from your bill. And the Meralco also reminds everyone or the public to use Christmas lights to make sure that their quality is good to avoid untoward incidents this coming holiday. And if we are going away for vacation, make sure that these lights are unplugged so with the other electrical home appliances. This is to ensure safety and for full enjoyment of the holidays. That's it for now, Mai.
Thanks for that report, Pierre Pastor. Amid low public trust in government due to corruption scandals, the Philippines' sovereign wealth fund stays confident, acting as a shield for global investors. On BNC's Business 360, Maharlika Investment Corporation President and CEO Rafael Consing Jr. says investor confidence isn't severely shaken thanks to the fund's professional management and transparency.
When we sit down with foreign partners, they do ask about the political climate. They ask about stability. Capital is cowardly. It runs at the first sign of trouble. However, has it stopped our conversations? Actually, no. In fact, in a strange way, it highlights the value proposition of Maharlika. In an environment where investors are worried about regulatory risk or governance issues, Maharlika acts as a de-risking partner. When a global investor sees that the Philippine government, for a professionally managed corporate vehicle like MIC, they're able to, who's willing to invest and put its own skin in the game, gives them great comfort.
The World Bank projects the Philippine economy to slow down to 5.1% this year. Paolo Barcelon is on the line from the World Bank's press briefing in Makati for the details. Hi, Paolo. So is the flood control scandal a major factor in the country's economic decline?
That is correct. My corruption issues unearthed due to the ongoing flood control scandal are among major factors why the country's economy is slowing down. World Bank senior economist Jafar Al-Rikabi says it is an important time for the Philippines to double down on reforms, especially governance and institutional reforms, to enable the country to regain lost investor confidence and foreign direct investments due to the ongoing corruption investigations. The World Bank also says damage due to floods and typhoons also contributed to slower economic growth. The World Bank also notes that the Philippines should strengthen certain tradable sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, information technology, and tourism to enable it to rebound. The organization also notes a modest rebound in economic growth for 2026 and 2027 at 5.3 to 5.4, 5.3 and 5.4% respectively. Mai.
Paolo, what are factors seen by the World Bank that can help in reviving the Philippine economy?
Well, my first on their agenda really is the ease of doing business. They noted that it usually takes around 75 days for businesses to register and actually partake in the business cycle. So they are constantly urging the government to try and really speed up the ease of doing business. Another factor is improving on what they call tradable sectors. These are sectors that we can effectively export throughout the world. Say, for example, manufacturing, artificial intelligence, the works. And another factor that can also help in improving the economy is strengthened policies on strengthened fiscal policies rather, as well as strengthened government policies to ensure that public funds are spent wisely, and that's in line with the governance issues, particularly the flood control scandal that the World Bank has also noted as to why the Philippine economy has declined. Mike.
Paolo, any initial reactions from key stakeholders in the business community?
We are getting some initial reactions. We talked to PCCI's Vice President for Trade, Brian Ang, and he said that we really need to make sure that these international firms such as the World Bank, the ADB, and other banks should be invited to finance major infrastructure projects outside of Metro Manila. They are also pushing for other government agencies to spend time on spending for infrastructure, as well as pushing for other more important developments such as the development of big ticket infra projects. As for the Federation of Philippine Industries, its President Elizabeth Lee said that the Tatak Pinoy bill, or the Tatak Pinoy law that is being pushed by the Department of Trade and Industry, is a major step to help revitalize the country's manufacturing sectors. And it is also one of the sectors that the World Bank has noted that can help in reviving the Philippine economy. Mai.
Thanks for that, Paolo. That was Paolo Barcelon reporting to us from the World Bank press briefing in Makati. Coming up next, we'll put the spotlight on a young leader and his advocacy to help overseas Filipino workers through education. Full Philippines founder Emilio Baja will join us live after the break. The Daily Dish will be right back.
This is where the country's toughest issues meet its sharpest legal minds.
Criminalize natin yan sapagkat may halaga sila sa ating sosyedad.
The standard is also a bit different. The burden of proof.
House did not vote, then the Supreme Court is correct.
Join Attorney Mike Toledo and Attorney Karen Jimeno on
Abogado, Thursday,
8 p.m. only on Billionario News Channel.
Youth-led nonprofit organization Full Philippines helps overseas Filipino workers complete their college education.
And joining us and really humbling us today in the studio is its founder, Emilio Baja.
Yay, Emilio Baja!
Emilio is really humbling us today.
I
he
know.
started this, what, at age 13?
At 13, yes,
At age 13.
Wow.
All right, Emilio, we want to find out how you started with this. I mean, I'm personally friends with your parents, whom will not be mentioned today, Gracie. But how did you start? I know that you've got a global way of living because you know your parents work also in Hong Kong and in the country as well. When did you start thinking, hey, I'm gonna go help out our Filipino citizens who are living abroad?
Exactly. I think that's a great question. So just to give you some background, I grew up here in the Philippines all of my life. Until at 13, my family abruptly moved to Hong Kong. And it was really during this time, even amidst the pandemic, and Hong Kong had some of the has the world's strictest lockdown. I still saw the immense presence of our kababayans, of our overseas Filipino workers gathered on the streets of Central, whether they're singing, dancing, cutting each other's hair, or even sleeping on the cold, hard ground. And so this scene, every single Sunday without fail, really opened my eyes to the reality that these people are just like me. But unfortunately, they haven't been blessed with the same education that I have been. And so I wanted to see what I could do in my own small way to provide them with this education.
My gosh, so
I think we just
amazing.
lost
We're
our
like,
jobs
wow.
right now.
What are we doing with our lives? That's when the intro, I was like, he's really humbling us.
Should we just say, okay, that's a wrap because we don't have questions?
Ferdi and I were talking kanina. We're like, what is the greatest highlight of our life? And we said last night,
hosting the Billionaire News Channel.
raffling with the raffle girl and boy. That was our highlight. But Emilio, I'm so amazed by you.
Thank you.
So when you decided, when you saw what's happening in Hong Kong, especially every Sunday, you mentioned they were gathering, how did you turn that idea into reality? Because it's very challenging, especially at 13. You want to hang out with your friends, you want to go to the movies.
You're playing on a computer.
Exactly. So how did you balance that and make it happen?
Of course. So I think it really began with just looking and hearing from the community itself, because I knew I wanted to do something to uplift these Filipinos who are just like me, but I wasn't sure how. And I think the best way to have done that was to listen to the community, and I think that's what I did well.
And what did you hear?
And I heard so many stories. I heard stories of single mothers who left their home in the Philippines, sacrificed their education just to provide for their families. I heard other stories of OFWs who had to move their entire family abroad. And it was just a diverse range of perspectives that I was able to hear, which made me recognize that if there's one thing that these OFWs, these 200,000 OFWs in Hong Kong have in common, it's their sacrifice, but also their resilience. And so I wanted to ensure that we could channel this into something greater.
Is there one in particular that really tugged your heart, like a story of an OFW that you really wanted to help out?
Yes, I think this is a story I also highlight a lot. Her name is Rosabel. And she first came to me after I started Fulfills, a social media campaign. We had 0 scholars at the time. And she came to us inquiring about Fulfills. And she basically explained that she left her family, she's a single mother in the Philippines, and she had dreams of becoming an engineer. But she had to sacrifice her college degree by becoming a domestic helper in Hong Kong. And so she's been there for, I don't know, 10, 13 years now. And now 13 years later, after first moving to Hong Kong, she's come to us, Fulfills, to see if she can realize finally these dreams of becoming an engineer or whatever it is she wants to do now. And I'm very happy to call her one of our scholars today.
Emilio, you know, the stories that you've heard and that you're resonating with, obviously now our viewers, are classic stories. Single mothers or mothers that are married, left, sacrificed, moved over there. And it's the story of an OFW hero in the Philippines. Why did you think that education is the right path or right system to uplift their lives? Is it because you want them to return to the Philippines and help out in our own country? What was the reasoning behind that?
I'm a firm believer that education is the most powerful tool a person can have. And so now when we ask our scholars who are already taking up a college degree, what do you plan to do in the future? Some of them want to come back home here in the Philippines so that they can work while providing for their families. Others want to try out other cities around the world, whether that's Toronto, Dubai, wherever it is in the world. And so for me, it really wasn't ensuring that they're able to come home, while of course that would be an amazing benefit for our country, but it is really giving them the opportunity to pursue whatever it is they want to do, and so that they're not constrained by the lack of education they're provided here in the Philippines or the lack of institutional support that forces them to become OFWs simply because they have no choice.
Are there any prerequisites for the OFWs who want to become scholars?
So we're also very grateful that we have 3 partner schools, AMA University, the Philippine Women's University, and very recently UP, the University of the Philippines. And so through these partner schools, we provide 100% online asynchronous college degree courses for our OFWs in Hong Kong. And so the requirements vary from school to school, but what remains pretty clear is that it's very easy. There are just some legal documents that they have to submit, their transcript of records, and it's really a process that we as Fulfills are happy and excited to help these applicants with. And so we try to make the process as seamless as possible.
That's amazing, Emilio. For such a young age, you've already put together these 3 big institutions to help out your foundation. My question to you is, you know that OFWs, when they go abroad, they leave their children, as you mentioned. And sometimes these children, of course, they have a more comfortable life. You know, they don't really have to worry about where they're going to get their allowance, or sometimes education then takes a back seat because they're cushy, right? Have you also helped out the OFWs that you've met and that are going through your program with also understanding where or how to make sure that their children go through, you know, the proper education system rather than just being complacent?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Fulfills right now is really doing our best to provide education for OFWs specifically in Hong Kong, but we've also begun talks with other institutions here in the Philippines to see how we can also fulfill this gap, this missing gap that's often found in a lot of the children of OFWs, to see how would it be possible to maybe even provide them with education. And so this is definitely something that's in the works right now. But I think ultimately by helping and uplifting the lives of our OFWs, we indirectly help their children as well, whether that's through financial support that they're able to gain through education, or whether that's parents being able to show their children that, look, I was able to get a college degree, I was able to do the impossible, and I hope I can inspire you to do the same.
Yeah, you know what, Monique? I've spoken to a lot of business leaders, politicians, people that are 3 times your age. And as an 18-year-old, you are one of the few people that I can say that has given me, in the span of 5 minutes, the most intelligent, most woke way of living.
No, seriously, even the way he carries himself, the way he
Thank
speaks,
you.
his eye contact, I'm like, wow.
I know. Are you
It's
intimidated?
yeah, I was like, I'm nervous. Like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm talking to like the king or the president. Crazy.
Exactly. What you
It's
are such an
amazing.
inspiration.
You know, like we need more people like you, especially the next generation. What you're doing is so amazing.
Thank
I
you so
like that. I have no other words to say, but I'm kudos to you. How many graduates have you guys had already since starting the program?
That's a great question, and thank you so much, of course, for all your praise. I'm very grateful. So right now we have 29 scholars, soon to be 30. And I'm very happy to announce that just last month, last November, we had 2 graduates.
Congratulations! What were their courses?
From the Philippine Women's University, taking up a bachelor's in hotel and restaurant management.
Nice. Wow. That's
so
wow.
sweet.
One person that you've helped out is a resounding success of your
Thank you so
efforts.
much.
Emilio, do you plan to take this to other places where Filipinos are abound in the OFW sphere?
That's a good question. And I guess this is a sneak peek into the future. Right now, we're based in Hong Kong, and that's our home base, but we're very much open, and we are in the process of expanding to other places in the future, like Singapore, other prominent cities with OFWs in the Middle East, like Dubai. And we're so excited to make these announcements very soon in 2026.
Who's
so
we?
excited.
We in Fulfills refers to me as well as the amazing team of 50 plus volunteers we have across the Philippines and Hong Kong.
With the same age as you are, or older?
It's a wide variety. So we have kids who are even younger than me, freshmen in high school, and even younger. We have some middle schoolers who are trying to do as much as they can, all the way to college grads, people who have already taken up their masters in Hong Kong and elsewhere. And so it's a really strong and powerful team that I'm really proud of.
So anybody can volunteer. So
Of
for our
course.
viewers watching, they can
Yes,
volunteer
where
whatever.
can they volunteer?
Where can they
Of
do
course, they can check our website at www.fulfills.org, and we also have our social media channels at Fulfills on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it.
Okay, Mo.
that? This kid never fails.
He
Sundays.
has not only helped out educate people
Yeah.
and organize, but he is now an author.
Yes, he also has a book.
Okay, when did you write this book?
Ooh, 2 years ago, last year? Yeah.
Okay, he was
16.
an author at 16. Can you tell us about this?
He's amazing.
Yes, of course. So I started Fulfills at 13, and over time I realized that while it is amazing to provide online college education to overseas Filipino workers, we also have to address some of the systemic issues that we can see within employers and families around the world who call these domestic helpers our OFWs domestic helpers. And so I wanted to see and do what I could to help change the mindset and the stigmatization we can often find towards Filipinos. Because, for example, if we can see in central Hong Kong, the thousands of OFWs who gather every Sunday, many of the local community just view these Filipinos as loud, noisy, and people who leave trash everywhere. And this translates into how people treat their domestic helpers. And so by creating this book, I wanted to ensure that employers and their children alike are able to treat our Filipino modern day heroes with the respect that they deserve after recognizing their hard work, their sacrifice, their resilience, which this book shares.
Wow. Is this already out? Like people can grab copies
Yes,
already?
this is already out. They can order on our website, again at www.fulfills.org, or you can also check it out at Fully Booked in BGC.
And you've sold, I'm sure, a lot of copies already.
Yes,
and
a lot.
Where does the proceeds go to?
100% of the proceeds go to Fulfill scholarships.
He's giving me goosebumps.
I know.
Like just
So,
listening to
Emilio,
this. I swear.
aside from wishing that you would be my son-in-law in the future, has anybody asked you about any political aspirations?
This is a question that I get from a lot of people. And I often tell them that I'm not allowed because of my mom. My mom doesn't allow me to join politics. And so, you know,
we
maybe in the
need him,
future,
Mommy.
Yeah.
70, 80 years from now, but right now,
80 years?
80 years?
We
Buddy.
don't see the change. We need him. He's the change
We need you now.
Yes.
After you finish your education or your master's, or your doctorate even, we need you to serve the country. in a more how should I say, legislative way.
Yeah. What are your future plans? So you've already had a book. You're planning to expand. You mentioned Fulfills. What's next for you?
Of course.
Well, actually, you can even talk about your personal life.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you. What do you like to do for fun?
Sure. So in terms of the future, I'm currently a senior in high school. So I'll be graduating this May, hopefully if everything goes well. And then I hope to go to college in the future. And of course, at the same time, I hope to continue Fulfills. And even beyond college, I hope to continue Fulfills, really trying to empower our OFWs to lead better lives with education.
What about your interests? Dating.
If you're not
Your mother's
helping
gonna
out the
kill me, but-
OFWs, yeah. What do you do?
Well, for me, I really enjoy playing tennis. I also really enjoy talking and reading about Philippine politics, even though I won't.
So he likes
There you go. Question answered.
Even though my mom won't allow me in the future. But I'm really genuinely interested in talking about Philippine politics, and I think it's really sad to see the state of our country right now, especially with issues of corruption.
Don't worry, it's your God-given right, and you can tell your mother that. I'll tell her to her face. Thank you so much, Emilio.
Thank
You're
you, Emilio.
such
You're wonderful.
an inspiration to all of us.
Seriously,
Thank
to
you.
do
I
better.
wish we could talk for another hour the whole day with you, finding out what great things you're gonna be giving the country currently and in the future.
Thank you so much. And I'm so honored to be here with you guys.
We are honored.
Yes.
It's the other way around.
We are the ones honored and intimidated.
Up next, we meet a man whose passion for Art Deco has shaped heritage advocacy in the Philippines. Ivan Mandy is joining us to share the fascinating story behind the country's largest ever exhibition dedicated to this iconic style. Stay tuned. The Daily Dish will be right back.
The government is looking to raise about 200 billion pesos by 2026 through the sale of state assets. On the heels of the pandemic and the POGO exodus, how is the Philippine real estate market doing? Inflation is benign. The macro environment is looking pretty good. What advice would you give them? Do you think that this is a good time?
Breaking headlines.
Mga terorista sa protesta.
Ang mga mastermind umano, dating congressman.
19 government websites din ang inatake.
Breaking records. Setting the agenda through exclusive stories. And we are just getting started.
Sakalam.
Ay, Paolo is already here. Woo! Grabe.
The answer? You'll have to wait for it.
First of all, congratulations, Monique!
Breaking news. Thank you for spending your hour with us.
Ask the questions, we tackle the issues.
Let's dive right in.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
Go, go, go!
Fight!
Sa usapang may kinalaman sa politika at sa bayan. Rufa May Quinto
Go! Fight!
sa Politico Talks.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Today, we are joined by a cultural worker, heritage advocate, and self-proclaimed Art Deco geek.
He has spent decades researching and celebrating Philippine Art Deco, from writing books and giving talks to now curating the largest museum exhibition devoted entirely to this century-old style. And today we explore his journey, the objects on display, and the passion that fuels his work. Ladies and gentlemen, curator Ivan Mandy. Ivan, thank you so much for coming. You know, just before we went on air, we were already chatting, and I'm learning so much from him, no, Chal?
So, of course, Ivan, you're much more known in the world of travel and tourism as the guide, the go-to guide when it comes to touring around not just Binondo or Chinatown, but also Metro Manila. But here you are with something quite different. How did you get into Art Deco? And what is Art Deco to people who are not very familiar with it?
Okay, well, Art Deco, simply, it's a style and design that started in Paris in 1925. No? So you probably have seen a lot of Art Deco buildings in your travels, because a lot of landmarks, let's say if you go to New York City, you visit Empire State Building, that's Art Deco. No? You go to San Francisco, you visit the Golden Gate, that's Art Deco. No? So it started in 1925 in Paris, and it's celebrating its 100th year this year.
You were actually also just in Paris.
Yes.
What was that? There was an event for Art Deco itself. Tell us more about that.
Well, there was a big congress that celebrated the centennial of this design. Because Art Deco wasn't just architecture. It also touched a lot of things, from industrial design, meaning furniture, cars, to graphic design, to even fashion. So I think, you know, when people talk about Art Deco, they don't necessarily know what it means. But if I say one word, the Great Gatsby, that's when you have ideas. Yes, that is the aesthetic of that era. Although the Great Gatsby was really in America, but you know, Art Deco spread around the world. Now, from Paris, it went to North America, it went to China, it went to India, and it came to the Philippines during the American colonial era.
That makes sense. What is it about Art Deco that really drew you to it, and especially your passion to preserving it as well?
Well, I was just really interested in the history of our country in the 20th century, and that happened to be the style of that era. So I found it very exciting. And the fact that it manifested itself in so many ways, from architecture, you think of Metropolitan Theater, right? To fashion, no? Because you know, you had these beauty contests from the 1920s, women wearing terno and barotsaya with Art Deco elements, and all the social history that's related to it. Because if you go to Bacolod, you'll see a lot of Art Deco houses, and they were started because we had a big sugar industry. No? So it's design and history.
When you mentioned earlier, I'm actually super curious, the barotsaya, the terno, and you mentioned that there are Art Deco elements.
Yes.
Can you give us some examples, just so our viewers and like we can visualize as well?
Right. Well, sometimes, you know, Art Deco wasn't just a very obvious design element. Sometimes you see it in the way things were streamlined, meaning they were made more modern during that time. So in the 19th century, women were wearing barotsaya or terno with big sleeves. But by the 1930s, as things were changing and women were becoming more liberated, so the clothes became more streamlined. So, the butterfly sleeves that we know today, those were actually products of the Art Deco era.
Oh, wow.
We're actually
I learned
seeing some of the
something,
photos that you're
yeah.
sharing with us as well.
Yes.
Are these from the 1920s as well?
Yes, this exhibit at the National Museum is all about Filipino Art Deco. Okay, so we have here not just architectural objects, but objects that relate to that era, including furniture, graphic design, fashion, everything which had a touch of Art Deco from that period. So it's currently the biggest exhibit that the National Museum has ever done in recent memory. We have around 300 objects that we got from around private and public collections from the country.
Okay, so this one is ongoing right now. Can you
Yes.
kindly talk about the exhibit? Until when will it be so we know when to visit as well?
Yes. Well, it opened in November 27, and this is a very fitting exhibit because, again, there are a lot of Art Deco centennial events around the world. So when I was in Paris last October, there were 3 major exhibitions of this, no? And that's not including the exhibitions that you find in other cities, which had a lot of Art Deco, from Los Angeles to London to Mumbai to Shanghai, no? And in Manila, or in the exhibit at the National Museum, this is the sort of the Philippine celebration, because we do have a rich Art Deco heritage.
And Chal was mentioning actually earlier that you're trying to preserve some buildings here in the Philippines that are Art
Yes.
Decos. What are some of those buildings?
Yeah, because that's part of our heritage advocacy. I've been with that for a very long time. When the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Malate was threatened a few years ago, the then city mayor, Mayor Erap, wanted to build something around it. We rallied to save it because not only is it a historic stadium, it's also a big Art Deco specimen. And it's also a very, very important facility, especially for children or kids who want to improve their lives through sports. So it wasn't just because it's Art Deco, because it was relevant to the people in the community. So thankfully, we were able to have it declared as a cultural property by the National Museum and the National Historical Commission, and thus it was saved. And thus, today, people are still using the facility.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you also from
thank
us for
you.
doing all of those, no? Okay, let's talk about Art Deco in the Philippines. How are we? I mean, are we preserving it well? Do we have a commission for it? Or is it just people like you who are really passionate and really, fighting for it?
Well, we have preserved the major ones, like the Metropolitan Theater.
Yes, that's good.
That's the poster boy for Art Deco style in the country. But before it was concerned, it was derelict for 25 years. So that kind of shows you how we treat our historic buildings. But thankfully, the national government stepped in through the National Commission for the Culture and the Arts, and it was restored a few years ago. And now it's a thriving cultural facility. You watch a movie, you watch a theater, you watch a show in this beautiful structure with all the Art Deco details that was completed in 1931. And it's still very much relevant in our lives. No? The same with the Rizal Sports Stadium in Malate. Okay, I won't say it was, I won't say with the other edifices because we do have threatened buildings, Art Deco buildings, but at least for the major ones, it's there.
What are some of those buildings?
We have schools, like you'll find Art Deco architecture in schools in Manila, like Far Eastern University, University of Santo Tomas, even UP Diliman. They do have buildings that date back from that era.
Are there any structures, buildings that are quite threatened now that you could probably let us know so that we also know what to protect, what to speak about as well?
Well, an Art Deco facility that is not really threatened, but it's sort of in limbo, is the Quezon Institute in Quezon City. No, it was a sanatorium. It was a facility for tuberculosis in the 1930s. Okay. And now it's in limbo, what they're going to do with it. It's a very big facility, so I do wish that we can conserve that facility.
What is typically the process for you guys to try to conserve and save a building here in the Philippines?
Well, number one is you have to know the value of the building, Because if you don't know the value, then there's no really urge to preserve it. And then you take steps to conserve it. You write to the city government, you write to the National Museum not to have it protected, and you find ways to make it relevant to our times. No? This exhibit, we wanted to go beyond the architectural impression of Art Deco, because usually that's the first impression of people. That's why we included things, everyday things like telephones,
I know.
like
I grew
tables.
up with those.
Yeah.
Passed on, of course. I didn't come from the 1920s, so passed on from my great-grandma,
tables, and then all of these things. What's interesting is that, we try to ask people from around, what they had in their baúls, their bodegas. And thankfully, we didn't find skeletons. We found lots of not Art Deco objects that we had to ship from places around the country. No? So we have items from as far as Bacolod, Antipolo, Tarlac, and these are private pieces of family homes.
Wow.
And it's like, it's always been there, but you didn't really know it was Art Deco until somebody told you.
True.
So, and they were just quite happy to lend it to us, to the National Museum, so that we can all appreciate the design that went through during that specific period in our history.
Is there something that surprised you when you're doing your research about Art Deco here in the Philippines?
Yes, I did it in 2018. And then, what surprised me was the amount of application that it had. So it wasn't just buildings like theaters or commercial buildings, but you also find Art Deco tombs, for example. Now, in the cemeteries. Art Deco, it has certain elements to it. And people who like Art Deco know it's Art Deco. Unang tingin pa lang. No?
But for those who don't know Art Deco,
give us the elements.
Yeah, give us the elements so
Spot
we can spot it.
So you'll find usually like geometric elements, lots of geometry. You'll find stylized details like flowers or reliefs, or figures. You'll find a lot of very jazzy details, streamlining. You also find it a lot. So I was really, I found it very surprising how much of that style was applied to so many types of constructions that we had in our country. Mind you, at the time when these people were building, they didn't call it Art Deco. They just called it modern. No, this was in the 1930s,
Modern
1920s.
for that time.
Modern for that
But
time.
who coined the word Art Deco, actually?
It was this British guy who basically shortened it to Art Deco. It came from Art Décoratif. No, it came from that big exposition in Paris in 1925, and that's when people saw what it was. And when they saw what it was, they took it to their cities, to their places around the world.
Okay, like with most things, we always need also the government support for private things such as these.
Yes.
How is our government support for Art Deco in the Philippines?
Well, I think the question should be how much government support do we have for heritage structures, not just Art Deco. I think that we've seen a lot of improvements over the last 30 years. I've seen, like the Metropolitan Theater is a good example. It was derelict for 25 years.
Wow.
No? And then the national government stepped in, put in some budget, restored it, and now it is a functioning cultural facility that attracts people of our generation. No? So maybe a lot better than it was years ago.
But what improvements would you want to see moving forward? Where are we lacking?
Okay, maybe I want to see more funding for conservation of structures. I want to see more exhibits like these. Because this exhibit at the National Museum, the National Museum, they were very supportive when I broached this idea to them. And it was never been done on this scale. Because usually when they do exhibits, it's just usually one gallery. No? But this is 2 galleries. No? And with items that we had to source from around the country, from both private and public collections.
How long did it take you guys to source all of that?
Oh, I did that years before when I was doing my book. Because I did a book on Art Deco in the Philippines. And so I already had that database and stock knowledge of where to find. When you document, you take note of everything. So you go to old houses, you take photos. So that research was actually done years ago. And it just so happened that 2025 was the centennial of this design. And as I mentioned, there were celebrations around the world. No? So it was very timely, really. And I'm really glad that the National Museum supported this because it makes Art Deco more public. No, people will see these things, and they will have that. This is Art Deco. I might have something in my house, right? And you see how this style permeated the lifestyle of Filipinos during that era.
Ivan, we can really feel and see your passion when you talk about this. Of course, yes, you're in tourism, but it feels something extra personal.
Yeah.
So is there something like maybe when you grew up, did you grow up with Art Deco? What's aside from the fight and love for it because of tourism, what really drew you into Art Deco? Because to document this for years, create a book, and then have one of the biggest, exhibition for Art Deco, what's pulling you to do it all?
Well, I grew up in Manila, and Manila was the hotspot for Art Deco in the country because this was the capital in the 30s, in the 20s. So I don't know, maybe the aesthetics just rubbed onto me. As I remember seeing the Rizal Stadium in Malate and sort of being smitten by its curves, by its details. And then it was on and off until about 2015 when I got the chance to present a talk on Manila Art Deco in the World Art Deco Congress, which they hosted in Shanghai. So every 2 years, there's this big congress that are hosted by cities, and you have all the Art Deco geeks, Art Deco experts around the world, and they go there for 14 days. No, so it's also a big tourism event because people stay there for 14 days and learn about the Art Deco of that locality.
Yeah, that's a long time, 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, 7 days, and then you have several days for optional tours. No? And these are big ticket events because people really go there, they dress up in the 1920s, 1930s. It's also a chance of showing what you have. And it really talk about the Art Deco heritage of their locality. So it's not just an academic interest. There's also a touristic part to it.
Ivan, kaya ba natin to do that as well? I mean, you mentioned Bacolod, you mentioned Manila, which are like havens for Art Deco and heritage sites. Do you think we have a future and stake in it where we can actually hold these events where people around the world could fly in and experience it?
Yes, I've actually done it.
Oh my gosh!
We call it Art Deco weekends.
Okay.
Oh,
So
how fun!
it's one weekend of just specific tours relating to Art Deco, and again, it being a touristic event, it's not a regular tour because those who join, they really want to see Art Deco buildings.
Right.
So we've had tours of campuses like FEU or UST, and then sometimes we have special access to houses. Where we have special dinners. So I joined Art Deco weekends in Xiamen, in China, in New York, and we had 4 days of just looking at Art Deco buildings and visiting private collections. There was this guy who had like 300 Art Deco radios in his apartment, which is not open to the public.
Yeah.
So we were able to have special access because these are very, very, again, very, very curated cultural/tourism events.
That sounds amazing. I would love to do that and just learn more about Filipino culture.
Yeah.
Would you say, so for somebody like me who didn't really grow up here in the Philippines, would Intramuros be a good place for me to start to see Art Deco or not really?
Not really, because Intramuros doesn't really have much Art Deco.
Okay.
No, a lot of the Art Decos are spread around in Manila. We have in Malate, because Malate saw development in the 1920s onwards. No, we even have beautiful Art Deco in Malolos, in Bulacan. Yes, from the provincial capital to one of the grandest Art Deco homes there by the Santos family. You see a lot in Bacolod and Iloilo simply because the history of that region during that era, 1920s to 30s, was a sort of a boom history.
Yeah, that was a time during agriculture, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
sugar
plantations.
Sugar plantations.
Okay.
So, what fascinates me with Art Deco, it's not just the design, but there's also the social history element to it. Because you needed a robust economy to build new structures at that time, right? So it's all related.
I would love to do one of your tours, Ivan. I'm learning so much
And visit,
from you.
of course, the exhibit.
No, I definitely want to
Yes.
visit the exhibit and do the tours, like all your tours, actually. 'Cause I'm learning a lot about Filipino
Yeah.
history.
I've,
We've done Art Deco tours too.
In a way, you are also a hero for doing all
Yeah,
of this and
seriously,
preserving
you
it. So thank
are.
you so much. Ano, parang national treasure na rin.
Exactly. Preserve Ivan as well.
Preserve Ivan Mandy as well. Thank you so much for all that you do. Quickly, why don't you invite them to visit the exhibition that you put up?
Yeah. Well, please come to the exhibit Art Deco, Design and Modernity in the Philippines, 1925 to 1950. It's at the National Museum of Fine Arts, Galleries 7 and 10, and it's on until May 31, 2026. Admission is free.
Oh, and you have lots of time till May 31.
I
So I
think-
hope to see you guys there.
Plus, admission is
And,
free.
yeah,
Imagine
free
that.
is the
Thank
key
you so
word.
much, Ivan,
Thank
Mandy.
you, Ivan.
All right, we've got more news for all of you, of course, from around the world, plus the latest in sports and entertainment after the break. The Daily Dish will be right back.
In a fast-changing digital world, relevant news plus the latest information still matter. And you found your new go-to source for the morning essentials, plus the midday information, plus the prime time news. Billionario News Channel is now the most viewed news channel on Samsung TV Plus. Thank you for keeping us on top.
Ferdi steps out of the studio to meet people behind the business, not for an interview, but for a conversation.
I've known you for a long time. Do you remember how we met? How is it like being a father-son tandem?
Sometimes it's confusing. Paborito ko raw siya.
Is he?
Paborito ko.
Is he? Prop it up. Okay, excuse me.
Because the most interesting conversations happen off script. Ferdi goes unscripted.
beyond sports, beyond lifestyle. Learn the strategies and champion mindset of winners, movers, and shakers.
I like pressure too. This is Charles 2, here to bring you Beyond the Game.
Beyond the Game, Billionario News Channel.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Daily Dish. A major transport strike disrupted the Tuesday morning commute in Metro Manila as the group Manibela kicked off the first day of its 3-day protest. Manibela head Mar Valbuena insists they want their 5-year franchises restored so operators can renew registrations and return more units to the road. He claimed the LTO and the LTFRB are using penalties and delayed releases of franchises, provisional authorities, and registrations to squeeze small operators, allegedly ignoring even President Marcos's call to fix jeepney registration issues. Manibela earlier projected up to 45,000 jeepney units in Metro Manila and as many as 200,000 nationwide could join the protest. Valbuena says the strike could end early if talks with transport officials actually lead to clear solutions. Meanwhile, the National Police intensifies its campaign against loose firearms. The PNP says thousands of guns are still unrenewed or unaccounted for. Andrea Salve now joins us for more. Hi, Andrea, go ahead.
My 25 high-powered and assorted loose firearms were voluntarily turned over to the Philippine National Police Integrity Monitoring and Enforcement Group, or a PNP IMEG, in a ceremonial event at Camp Crame today. In a press briefing, Jess Martinez, chairperson of the IMEG Advisory Group, formally surrendered the firearms in support of the PNP's campaign against loose weapons. The activity was led by PNP Acting Chief Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr., who emphasized that operations against loose firearms will continue, especially with thousands of guns still unrenewed or unaccounted for. According to IMEG, the surrendered firearms are estimated to be worth over 1 million pesos. They will undergo an adjudication process to determine whether they may still be used, recommended for donation to other government agencies, or disposed of entirely. Nartates also said that if any of the firearms are found to fall under the red list, they will undergo thorough examination by the PNP Forensic Group, including ballistic testing and recording, to check whether any were used in criminal activities in previous years. The PNP assured the public that the surrender of this volume and type of high-powered firearms is a significant contribution to maintaining peace and safety in communities. Mai.
Thank you. Andrea Salve reporting. We begin world news in Japan, where at least 30 people are injured after a magnitude 7.6 quake hit the country's northeastern part Monday night. The quake's epicenter was at 80 kilometers off the coast of Aomori Prefecture, with a depth of 54 kilometers. Several buildings and infrastructure were damaged. A tsunami warning earlier raised was lifted on Tuesday after 90,000 residents were evacuated from their homes. The Japan Meteorological Agency called on residents to be alert for a possible powerful earthquake hitting again within a week. In Qatar, the 7th International Art Festival is underway at the Qatar Cultural Village in Doha. The annual festival features more than 500 artists from over 70 countries and regions, promoting this year's theme, Sustainability and Innovation in Art. The event, which includes international exhibitions, live paintings, and performances, also displays over 2,000 artworks across 77 pavilions. The festival ends on December 12th. In Italy, the Christmas countdown kicks off with a dazzling Christmas tree in the prominent Piazza del Popolo and the Trail of Lights along the popular shopping district or street of Via del Corso. Traditionally, families start decking trees and light up cities with decorations on December 8th, a nationwide public holiday due to the Catholic feast of the Immaculate Conception. Onlookers in Rome had their photos taken in front of the 20-meter-high fir tree topped with a sparkling star.
A volunteer group supporting UP is urging the UAAP to rethink its ticket prices for the men's basketball finals rematch between the Fighting Maroons and the De La Salle Green Archers. The group, Nowhere to Go But Up, says even the 200 peso general admission ticket is already too expensive for many students. That as they struggle with rising food costs, transportation fares, and other daily expenses. The group's chairman reminded the league not to forget its core audience, the students and communities. This year's Best of Three showdown marks the third straight finals clash between UP and La Salle. Game 1 tips off tomorrow, December 10, at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier pleads not guilty over allegations he conspired to rig bets on his performance in NBA games. The plea came in a Brooklyn federal court ahead of a court hearing for Rozier and his 5 co-defendants, including former NBA player Damon Jones. The bet-fixing scheme ran from 2022 to 2023 and involved thousands of dollars worth of fraudulent wagers. The case is one of the latest to charge athletes with rigging bets on their performances, raising concerns about the integrity of professional sports amid the rise of legalized sports betting in the U.S. On to the hardcourt action now as the Phoenix Suns end the 5-game win streak of the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Suns escaped with the 108-105 victory in Minnesota's home court. Mark Williams, of course, led Phoenix with 22 points, while 5 other Suns players scored in double figures. The Suns are 7th in the West with 14 wins and 10 losses. Minnesota, though, remains at 6 at 15 and 9.
The battle between Paramount, Skydance, and Netflix to acquire Warner Brothers intensifies dramatically. Paramount Skydance launched a hostile bid worth $108.4 billion for Warner Brothers Discovery, its last attempt to rip the studio away from Netflix. This comes after the streaming giant emerged victorious on Friday from a weeks-long bidding war with Paramount and Comcast, securing a $72 billion equity deal for Warner Brothers Discovery's TV and film studios, as well as its streaming assets. Paramount's $30 per share cash offer is backed by financing from Affinity Partners run by Jared Kushner, son-in-law of U.S. President Donald Trump, along with several Middle Eastern sovereign investment funds. The bid is additionally supported by the Ellison family. Larry Ellison, the world's second richest person, is the father of Paramount head David Ellison and has close ties to the White House. Meanwhile, in New York, fans of John Lennon gathered at Central Park's Strawberry Fields to mark his 45th death anniversary. Fans remembered the Beatles' co-founder's enduring influence, celebrating the band's unique sound and lasting impact.
He was so much more than just a musician. Like, he stood up for so many principles and beliefs that he really went a long distance to enforce. And so, yeah, everyone just adored him. And he obviously died so tragically young that his memory very much lives on.
Personally, I mean, the Beatles were on in my house from when I was a kid, so I've grown up with them, and I think probably lots of people have.
Imagine perhaps Lennon's most iconic solo album was released in 1971, and its title track, A Utopian Anthem, has been embraced by peace advocates around the world. After parting ways with the Beatles, Lennon continued a successful solo career. He was tragically killed by a disturbed fan, Mark David Chapman, who shot him outside his New York apartment. Chapman is serving a sentence of 20 years to life.
Wow,
forgot about John Lennon.
45 years since he passed. It's
And
so-
still being celebrated and loved by people.
I love that his music is still being discovered by young people.
Actually, a
these
lot
days.
of Gen Zers and Gen
Yes,
Alphas, they
my son,
love
my
the
nephew,
Beatles.
they listen to the Beatles. My nephews.
Okay,
They're alive.
remember that what was that? That generational
Paradigm.
paradigm.
No, not paradigm.
What is it?
Pendulum.
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 Yes.
We're close.
We were close.
We were almost there.
But that's amazing because
That
you
it
know
reoccurs
Yeah.
and things come
Every
back after
30 years.
Is it 30
right?
years?
every 30
Every
years.
30
apparently.
years.
But this is more than
years.
30 years.
But you know,
45 years,
every
but
time you go to London, especially on Abbey Road, it's always full.
I've never
It's-
been to Abbey Road.
Really?
I should check it out.
I have a cool. Oh, we should totally go to Daily Dish and do the cute
The
process.
Daily
yeah,
Dish
that's
goes to
it.
Abbey
The iconic
Road.
With the
picture.
four
Yeah.
of us.
But
Yeah.
what about that Netflix and Paramount
Okay,
saga?
so hung up on
yeah,
that.
no, because now I understand it. So the deal was apparently somewhat already close, and you know they're taking a hostile take on it from the other side, trying to get it still going with a higher bid of 100 plus billion from 78
the
billion.
backers are
I
wow.
know,
The backers
wow.
are big wigs. Larry Ellison.
These are big
Wow.
names.
So
Big
is
names.
the bidding still open?
So it's basically just like tempting.
Yeah.
The other side,
It's
Warner Brothers.
bribery because
Okay.
it's a deal closed, right? Like we all made balita this the other day, not even on agenda, but.
But who knows?
because-
Money talks.
Yeah, money
Yeah,
talks. That's
yeah,
why they're
yeah.
trying to bribe. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Going
We'll see what
back
happens.
to the Beatles, what's your favorite Beatles song?
Let It Be.
Oh,
I love that
yes.
song.
What is my favorite Beatles song?
Nothing comes to mind.
Hindi
I
kayo
think
fans.
Let It
No,
Be.
I don't know.
You
I
know,
know a song. Wait.
Let It Be must be one of the greatest songs ever.
That
such a great
everyone
song.
really
Yeah.
knows.
Yes.
Yeah, no matter
I
where
don't
you
know.
go.
It just is such a nice song.
Let it be.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder also.
Yeah.
Let
when,
it be.
When nasa stress kayo sa traffic, that's what I sing. Let it be. Let it be. Wala na mangyayari sa traffic.
Now we are singing here.
Okay, so from one global icon to another, BTS's member Jin marks his 33rd birthday by donating 100 million Korean won to charity. Korean news outlet Sonpi says the group's eldest member contributed the amount to the Busan Nangwang Social Welfare Society. Earlier this week, his donation will benefit underprivileged residents in the local community with a focus on child and youth welfare programs. On social media, armies expressed just how proud they were of him supporting such meaningful causes. Jin has previously been recognized for his generosity, having donated to organizations including UNICEF and the Korea Animal Welfare Association, which Mo loves.
Of course.
All right, so more stories for you after the break. The Daily Dish will be right back. Stay tuned.
Pinky Web. Tonight, we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point.
Asking the right questions.
I want to start first. Could a renewed probe mean for accountability? Should the Senate conduct its own investigation? You also submit this to the DOJ back then.
We clarify matters.
Was there any study that you looked into? What exactly is your participation? Senator, that's just the beginning.
Pinky Web is always on point.
The Christmas spirit in Filipinos is a genetic thing.
I think Filipinos always carry the Christmas spirit because hope is in our DNA.
This is what we hold on to every year and throughout the whole year, wherein it's a time of joy because that's the only time we can truly feel like, hey, we've done a good job for the year and it's time to celebrate.
Kahit mahirap, Filipinos always find a reason to celebrate and spread love, especially during Christmas season.
I know it's been chaotic, but Filipinos know that joy is a form of resistance because joy is something that no bad news, no politician, no other character can take away from within
For
you.
Filipinos, it's really about family, and they want to make Christmas the best as possible, the most festive as possible. Magkakasama silang magkakapamilya.
What I hope to see in the Philippines as a nation is that poverty alleviation is top priority. More people have jobs, more people have more to eat, and of course, we bring back the trust in the Filipinos themselves.
It's everyone coming together as one. Because, you know, as they say, divide and conquer, and that's really not the way to go. Everyone has to come together and just be the happy Filipinos that we truly are.
I want every Filipino to continue the fight against corruption, to continue watching and protesting until we see all those responsible land in jail. I think the nation wants to see that there's justice in this country.
I actually hope to see more accountability from our leaders. Real transparency, real service, and real consequences for all the wrongdoing. So for Noche Buena this year, the best meal we can have actually is for justice to be served.
To our amazing Billionaire News Channel viewers, you are the reason why we come to work every day.
I wish you peace, love, and joy this holiday season.
I wish all of you to be true blue billionarios in mind, spirit, and heart.
A very Merry Christmas from us to you guys. Pasko na naman muli. Eh, just kidding.
Welcome back. Tomorrow on The Daily Dish, we'll speak with former actor, heartthrob to the titas, and now corporate big guy, Hans Montenegro. And also father and daughter theater actors Franco and Mariela Laurel.
Yes.
Catch those conversations live at noon, only here on the Billionaire News Channel.
And guess what? I can't wait to have a conversation with Hans tomorrow because he is super funny.
He's also a former TV host, and he's like
Also.
the face in showbiz.
But he
before.
told me that he's the heartthrob of Tita. So that's
That came from him.
It came
He
from
coined
him.
it.
And of
Okay.
course, former actress Vanna Garcia is going to be also in the next couple of days here. I'm excited. But Franco and Mariela, wow, their voices, amazing.
I can't wait. I love when people sing.
I heard
Yes.
they're gonna
Me
sing
and
Christmas
Chal don't
songs.
have that talent.
Correct. And since we can't sing,
lang kami.
how many more days till Christmas? Bam!
Tadan!
Wala.
Wala. Wala. Merry Christmas.
Well, hindi tayo in sync today,
Sorry, we
guys.
had our Christmas party last night.
Antok po tayo
and
lahat.
It took some
No,
time
but good
to...
thing it didn't fail us.
Yes.
Thank you. 16 days before Christmas.
Better late than never.
That is it for us today, Tuesday, December 9th. Join us again tomorrow for more Real Talk.
A lot of spilled tea.
With Zero Filter, I'm Monique Tuzon. Anytime is a good time because it's always more fun with us.
I'm Ferdi Salvador, always on top of the news and stories that matter most.
I'm Chal Lontoc. Stay tuned to the Billionaire News Channel always.
Thanks for making us your lunchtime companion. I'm Mai Rodriguez, and that's a Daily Dish served.
Matapos
kusang lindol, ang bagyong Tino naman ang kinakaharap ng mga Cebuano.
Nagdeklara na rin ng state of calamity ang Hinunangan sa Southern Leyte.
Mas lumakas pa ang bagyong Fungwong na nasa labas pa ng Philippine Area of Responsibility sa ngayon. Ingat sa mga kababayan natin na maaring daanan ng bagyo.
Yung mga kababayan diyan sa Cebu, ayaw mo tanan and please be safe. No? Sa Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, generally.
Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.